Let's be honest, most people think great skills are all about one thing, doing what you've seen in movies, mimicking what you've read online, or just going for it and hoping he enjoys it. But here's the truth. The real magic isn't in the obvious moves. It's in the details no one talks about. And those details are what make him remember you long after the moment is over. See, oral isn't just a physical act. It's a form of communication. It's you saying without words, I see you, I want you, and I'm paying attention to your reactions. And that's why some people can technically be good at it, but never make it unforgettable. They miss the subtle things that turn a good experience into a mind-altering one. Now, here's the fun part when you learn these secrets. You're not just pleasing him, you're also building a deeper intimacy. You're showing confidence, creativity, and connection all in one. And when a man feels that combination, it's addictive. Today, I'm giving you 5 secret tips he wishes you knew. These aren't about being explicit or crossing boundaries. They're about tapping into the psychology, the sensory play, and the small adjustments that make him lose his mind in the best way possible. Some of these are so overlooked that even he might not realize how much he craves them until you do them. So if you've ever wondered how to make the experience not just good, but legendary, stay with me. Because after this, he'll be telling his friends, I don't know what she did, but I can't stop thinking about it. Most people think oral pleasure starts when you're already in the middle of it. But the truth is, the best experiences begin way earlier. And this is where so many women miss an opportunity. See, men don't just remember the moment you're on them. They remember how you led up to it. That anticipation. That's what makes his mind race and his heartbeat spike before anything even happens. Think of it like a movie trailer. The trailer isn't the main film, but if it's done right, it makes you desperate to see what's coming next. That's exactly how your build-up should work. You want him thinking, oh my God, is she about toe? Long before you actually do it. Here's how you start with teasing touches, not where he expects them. Light fingertips on his chest, his stomach, maybe even brushing his thigh, but never quite giving him what he's waiting for. Combine this with slow, lingering eye contact and a knowing smile, as if you're holding a secret you're about to reveal. This is the part where you make him want you to go there instead of just going straight for it. Another overlooked piece, verbal cues. You don't have to be graphic. Even a simple, playful whisper like, I want to take my time with you, can make his whole body tense in anticipation. You're planting a seed in his mind that something's coming, but you're going to make him wait for it. And the waiting is what amplifies the final experience. This pre-touch build-up also makes the actual act feel 10 times more intense because he's mentally and emotionally invested before you even begin. And that's something most people completely overlook. They skip straight to the act, and in doing so, they rob it of its potential power. The psychology here is important. When you control the pacing, you're in the driver's seat. You're guiding the energy, not just responding to it. And trust me, when a man sees you taking that kind of confident control, he's not just turned on, he's captivated. So remember, before anything physical even happens, give him a mental appetizer. Make him feel like he's about to get something he can't get anywhere else. That way, by the time you actually start, his mind is already halfway gone. One of the most common mistakes people make is finding one pace that works and staying there. It's like discovering a song he loves and then playing it on loop at the exact same volume and tempo until he eventually stops noticing it. Sure, it feels good at first, but after a while, his body adjusts and what was once electric starts to feel predictable. If you want to make oral unforgettable, you have to understand something. The male body doesn't just respond to stimulation, it responds to contrast. It's the changes in pace, pressure, and rhythm that keep his nervous system lit up like fireworks. And that's where the 3 speed method comes in. The first speed is slow and sensual. This is your foundation. Think of it as the warm up lap, the part where you let him sink into the feeling and absorb every sensation. Going slow allows you to be more deliberate, more controlled, and more intentional with each movement. You're giving his body time to process the pleasure, to feel the weight of every touch. It's intimate, it's grounding, and it sets the stage for everything that comes next. Once he's gotten comfortable in that slow rhythm, that's your chance to change gears, enter short bursts of speed, not long enough to push him over the edge, but quick enough to jolt his body into a new state of awareness. This sudden acceleration is like pouring cold water on a hot pan. It shocks his senses, spikes his heart rate, and sends a rush of excitement through his whole body. The key here is to keep it playful, almost like you're saying, I could keep going, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And that leads to the third speed pauses. Yes, actual breaks in the rhythm. This is the part most people are scared to try because they think stopping will kill the mood. But in reality, pausing at just the right moment heightens the mood. It creates a wave of anticipation so strong that the next touch feels twice as intense. Imagine bringing him right to the edge, then stopping to rest your hand on his thigh while making direct eye contact. That pause, that moment of nothing, is what makes the next movement feel like everything. Here's the magic of combining all three speeds. You're keeping him in a constant state of guessing. His body never gets a chance to settle, and that unpredictability keeps him fully present with you. He can't drift into autopilot because you're not letting him, you're guiding him through an experience instead of just delivering a sensation. Now, the real secret here is not to use these speeds in a predictable pattern. If you always go slow, then fast, then pause in the same sequence, his body will adapt. The art is in mixing it up. Sometimes you go slow for longer than expected. Sometimes you speed up almost immediately. Sometimes you pause when he thinks you're about to push him over the edge. That's where you build suspense and control the entire energy of the moment. And here's the part that goes beyond technique. When you master changing speeds, you're sending a subconscious message. I'm confident, I'm creative, and I know exactly what I'm doing. That alone can make the experience unforgettable, because it's not just about the pleasure you're giving him, it's about the authority and playfulness you bring to it. So next time, ditch the one speed approach. Use the 3 speed method. Start slow to melt him, throw in burst to excite him, and pause to make him crave more. When you combine these, you're not just giving him oral, you're giving him a ride he'll never forget. When most people think about pleasure, they focus on one thing, touch. And yes, touch is obviously important, but here's the problem: when you limit an intimate moment to only one sense, you're missing out on the chance to make it unforgettable. You see, the human brain is wired to respond more powerfully when multiple senses are activated at the same time. That's why eating your favorite dessert isn't just about taste. It's about the smell, the texture, the sound of the fork breaking into it, the way it looks on the plate. All of these elements combine to make the experience richer and more memorable. The same principle applies here. If you want to create an experience that sticks in his mind long after it's over, you need to think about all his senses, not just the obvious one. Let's start with sight. This is about the visual connection you create in the moment. Sometimes all it takes is a glance, not a constant stare, but intentional moments where your eyes meet his. That split second of eye contact can send a surge of intimacy through his body. A playful smile, a slow glance up, or even tilting your head in a way that says, I'm enjoying this, can keep him locked in the experience. Men often remember these micro visual cues more than they remember the mechanics. Then there's sound. Your voice and your breathing can be incredibly powerful tools. A soft laugh, a gentle sigh, or even a playful comment can make him feel both turned on and connected. It's not about overdoing it. It's about authenticity. If you enjoy the moment, let him hear it in your tone. That sound becomes an anchor in his memory. Smell is another overlooked sense. If you've ever caught a whiff of someone you're attracted to and instantly felt a wave of desire, you know how powerful scent can be. This is why a light, warm fragrance close to the skin can make such a difference. You don't need a heavy perfume. In fact, subtle is better. Something he only notices when he's close enough to appreciate it adds to the intimacy. And then there's touch beyond the obvious. Your hands are more than just supporting players, they're active participants. Lightly brushing his sides, resting your palm